My name's Tom Head, co-owner of Shade Tree Farm with my wife Sarah.
My husband bought the farm in 1983 and he had crops, and then in 1995 he decided to plant some apple trees.
It's sort of a hobby that got out of hand. Back in 1995 I decided that I wanted to plant some apple trees. So I did. I went to one of the big box stores mid-April, late April, and was looking at your trees, and I asked the lady there, I said, what kind of quantity discount can you get? She said, well, how many trees you want to buy? And I said, well, all of them. She kind of raised her eyebrows up and looked around. She said, all of them? I said, yes, ma'am. So she goes off and comes back, and whatever deal she worked out, I took all of them. There were about 50 or so trees. There were 2 or 3 peach trees and a couple of pear trees, but mostly apple trees. So I planted those that spring, and they all lived. We mowed, and kept the grass kind of down around them. And I decided that winter, I was looking at the varieties that we had planted, and I decided I wanted to plant some more. So I ordered 50 more the next year and planted them in '96. So we had 100 trees.
A few years after we married, he said, why don't we do something with these apples? And I said, well, like what? And he said, well, do you think we could sell them? I said, well, I don't know. So we decided to look into it, and in '07 we thought, yeah, we're going to do this.
Some years we'd have lots of apples, and some years we wouldn't have lots of apples. We'd pick apples and we'd make cider over at the shop with some homemade equipment and give apples away and sell apples just off the wagon. And we decided that we wanted to see if we could turn this orchard into a business, kind of another income stream for the farm.
Woke up Easter morning to a hard freeze and everything was lost, so we didn't get to do anything that year.
Temperature was 19 degrees. Now, in late April, everything that's going to bloom is blooming. Apple trees, peach trees, whatever. Well, 19 degrees is pretty severe, and not only was it 19 degrees that night, it was 19 degrees 3 nights in a row. So I thought it actually had killed a lot of the deciduous trees around there, not only the apple trees. There wasn't an apple, a pear, there wasn't anything that survived that. So we didn't have any apples in '07.
But the next year, we just put an ad in the small local paper and invited people to come out. And we put a wagon with bags in the orchard, and people came out and picked apples. So we decided, well, maybe we're onto something. So in '09, we built our store. And then in 2010, we added the cider room on the back. And we've been going since '09. And every year we grow and more people find out about us. And we have about 18 different varieties of apples. We have Golden Delicious and Red Delicious. We have Granny Smith, Anna, Jonathan, Jonna Gold, which is a cross between the Jonathan and the Golden Delicious. And one of our favorite apples is one that a lot of people have never heard of. It's called Mutsu. And it's a cross between a Golden Delicious and a Japanese apple called Indo. And it's a big green apple. It's crunchy and juicy, and it's just a good utilitarian apple to use. We like to just eat it, but it's also good for pies and for frying and cooking apples too. So about 18 different varieties. We also grow blackberries and blueberries. That starts around the 4th of July. And then in August we have peaches. We have white peaches and yellow peaches. We have about 60 peach trees.
When we're making apple cider, it's a pretty simple process. We bring the apples in, we wash them, we grind them, we squeeze them, chill it, and put it in the jug. That's pretty much it. Now it takes a little while to do that because the washing and the grinding process don't take but just a few minutes, but the pressing takes a while. We don't add any preservatives, we don't add any sugar. Put it in a refrigerator, or we'll put it in jugs and put it in a freezer. It does not have a long shelf life. It's not pasteurized. We have some people that come through here from time to time from out of state, and that's one of the questions they ask, is it pasteurized or not? And then usually they say, well, the cider that is produced where we live is pasteurized, and it doesn't taste the same. And it does affect the flavor big time. We usually make somewhere between 60 and 80 gallons in a day. We try, because of the shelf life, we try not to get too far out. Usually it depends on how it's selling out the front and how many apples we have available to make cider with.
We try to use things that are approved, like we're not an organic farm, but we use things that are used in organic growing too, as far as sprays, but we try to keep that in mind. But sometimes when you're fighting disease like that, you just have to use what's available to you. And we're constantly in contact with the experts at the University of Tennessee and our extension agents, trying to just keep on top of it and trying to stay ahead of it and keep healthy trees. We open in July for blackberries and blueberry picking, and then we're open from July all the way through the fall. We have with the blackberries, blueberries, and then peaches, and then apples. And we invite people to come out and experience the farm, pick apples when you can, and enjoy our farm, and bring the kids out. And if there are not apples to pick, we have a little scavenger hunt for the kids to do in the orchard to kind of make up for it. And we're open 10 to 4, Thursday through Sunday during our season. I wish I kept a record of how many times I hear every year, "We didn't know you were here." And we just get more and more customers every year, and it's been fun to watch it grow.
This has been a lot of fun. I enjoy it. There's some days, it's kind of like any other enterprise, there's some days that I think, my God, what did we do this for? But it's been a lot of fun. Sarah and I both enjoy having people out here. That's one of the highlights, is the people that we get to meet and talk to, and the things that we learn from them, and that we're able to help them understand a little bit more about. So come out when you can. We'd be glad to have you.